Okay, so I've ironed on the pieces. Now I don't want them to come off, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the darning foot and the straight stitching on the darning foot, and basically just stitch around all of this. Now somebody asked me if why I was using a quilting foot. This, yes, can be used for quilting as well, but it's called a darning foot, and basically what it does is it gives you the freedom to stitch freehand. Okay, so basically that foot is not, even though now it's down, it's still giving me the freedom to move around. Okay, and the beauty of this is that generally you can even take the foot off and stitch around, but because there's nothing to guide you, you can end up stitching on your hand, finger, and I wouldn't want anyone to do that. So it just makes it a little bit easier, and basically what we're doing is just you know, just doing straight stitching and just following this through, trying to really just tack the embroidery down. At the moment I'm using a very, very slow. The machine is on a very slow speed. Okay, also somebody asked me about the machine itself, what kind of machine this is. This one is a Janome 6260 model, and I purchased this several years ago. I'm gonna have to put the speed up because I can't work this slow. It's basically just a straight stitch, and what I'm doing is just going around the motifs, so that the motifs, although they're glued on, the glue will wear off after some usage, and this will safeguard. So most machines, you know, you don't have to have this design machine to be able to do this. Any machine, you can do this on any machine. Get one of these pieces. I would suggest, your machine may already even have, you know, a lot of the machines come with these feet, and I'm most likely to have a hoard of these, but me being the person that I am, I tend to misplace things and have a problem finding them. So basically what we're doing is just seaming around the outer sides. So as I was saying, I just want to do a little bit more, and I just want to talk. So this machine, I don't know, I paid £300-400 for it. I can't quite remember. You can, if you put the model in, and if you put if you go onto any of the machine sites, you'll be able to get a price. It's quite a expensive machine, and it has several different patterns and so on. And I'll be honest with you, I think, to be honest, I think they're a waste of money, because you hardly ever use the designs that, you know, these machines come with. I mean, in my cabinet I've got a Husqvarna that I paid, that was about £4,500, and I paid over £2,000. It was computerized, and it had loads and loads of designs, and you could do any kinds of motifs and stuff. And you know what, I never used it, and what a shame. I wasted so much money for nothing. It's a brilliant machine. Yes, there's lots of reviews on it, and it's supposed to do wonders, but I never ever used it, and that is such a shame, because to tie up so much money on a useless item. Now, even with the small machines, when I did the classes, I bought several, and I never used them. And well, apart from the classes, I got my money back, because obviously I was doing the sewing classes. And but then when it came to, well, once I stopped the classes, I didn't do anything with the machines, and I kept them just in case I go back to doing classes, which I very much doubt, because obviously I do so many other things, I don't get time now. So basically all you're doing is going around freehand, and it's just a straight stitching. You can't even tell. I would say match up the color of the thread, so that if there is any stitching that's visible, And you can go back and forth. Okay, what I'm doing here is, I think I've run out of thread from underneath and I'm not doing anything. I've been running it. Okay, I've run out of thread. What I'm going to do is just show you. You can see on the wrong side just the slight bits of the seaming, and that's basically just the, you know, outer thingy of the machine. As you can see there, I've had the machine clog up a little bit. Okay, I have got thread. I thought I'd run out of thread there. Okay, I'm going to go back and do the outer side of this as well before going to the other side, and then once I've finished, I'm going to take this back and I'm going to iron on some, you know, all the floral motif thing is, I'm going to iron on some diamantes onto there. Now, one thing to bear in mind is when you're doing this, make sure to have your presser foot lever down, because otherwise you're going to have problems. The thread's going to come out too loose and clog up underneath, just like you saw in that little bit of a clip when I turned it over. In one place the thread had clogged up slightly. Now I'm using the brown thread all the way through. I could have done with going peach on this, but you know what, I haven't got the time. And you know, the beauty of when you do it yourself, you're not really particularly bothered what color thread and stuff you're using, and even if it has a few minor flaws, you sort of overlook them. Now there is one problem. I've tried on the neck just to see, and what I've gone and done is I've made the neckline too wide, so that's another thing that I'm gonna have to remedy. But I want to finish it off first and then find a solution to remedy the neckline. And this is something, you know, at the moment I'm doing this to the neckline. I will be applying this motif hemline on the hemline as well, and then I will be going around the motifs like this on the hemline too. I want it like a tied in, like an embroidered effect. I have been saving this fabric for so long and I want the result to come out perfect. And the weird thing is, do you know, for a while I have not done sewing for several months, and to be honest, there was a point there where I sort of went so much off sewing that I didn't want to even go near the machine. And now that I've started sewing again, it's like I just don't want to get off the machine. I mean, it's been dark, and even in the darkness, I've had loads of lights on, and I've been working, like trying to get this done. Now I'm going to stop here. It's almost approaching 10 minutes. I'm going to finish in this manner. I'm going to go around the whole of the motifs, and then once finished, I'm going to share the next step with you, which is basically the rest of it is easy. The only bit I'm going to really share with you is where I've gone wide on the neck, so I'm going to find some kind of a solution. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I might add some Jamawar Banarsi on the inside of this, because, and also I've done some fast track videos so that tomorrow maybe I can film the whole of it through and then do some fast track video when it's a bit lighter. So you can see the whole dress being made, but I'm sure you don't want to listen to me talking away. Okay, when you want to pivot the fabric around, make sure to leave the needle down and then go around. And now this has all been tacked down, and hopefully what that will do is keep it secure and you know, stop any fraying or any pieces coming off.